Hey, y'all remember that time that Conway Twitty made that song on what you should do as a grown man if an underage girl has a crush on you? Right, right. So he was telling me about this whole situation that went on with the neighbor. I said, what situation went on with the neighbor? He said, don't worry, let me break it down to you. So there's this chick named Joni. Joni, she lived next door. Now, we didn't know them about good, like 10 years or more. We've been cool. And so one day, she gonna leave me a note. And I pick up this note and I read what it says. And she's telling me, she says, Jimmy, I need you to wait for me because I'm going to grow up. One day, you'll see, and I got all these hugs and kisses that are waiting for you. You're going to be my love, and that's going to be forever true. So I looked over that note one more time, and I went next door to her, and I was like, look, I got to tell her. I just got to tell her how I feel. And, I already saw the teardrops coming, and her tears felt like rain that day because, I didn't want to break her heart, but I had to tell her, like, look, Joni, let's just be real, okay? Just don't cry, please don't cry, cause you'll forget about me by and by. And like you gotta remember, you're 15, now I'm 22, and I'm sorry, I cannot wait for you. I'm trying to live life, you trying to live life. You're gonna forget about me and move on. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be just fine. So I end up moving away from the small town. I find me a nice little spot, get a job, settle down. But in my memory, it's been some years, but I keep thinking about what she said, and it's in my memory, and I'm like, look. I gotta go see her, and I gotta ask this chick to marry me. Mind you, it's been about 5 years at the time I realized this. So, I packed up my clothes, and I got on the plane, and then I went back there, and I was going to explain how this thing been in my memory, and I'm about to ask her to marry me. But then when I pull up to the house next door, it didn't feel right. It kind of fell off. Next thing you know, I'm crying because I realized something's about to happen. And so that's when she come to me and she said, Look, Jimmy, please don't you cry. You'll forget about me by and by. And you gotta remember, it's been 5 years since you've been gone. So I'm sorry to tell you, but I ended up hooking up and marrying your best friend John. So I mean, it is what it is. So the moral of the story is, if you're a grown man and then a young girl got a crush on you and you know she's too young, don't be a weirdo. You tell her, hey, you'll grow up, you'll forget about me, you'll find somebody new, and you'll move on. That's what you should do. Don't be a weirdo.